This is Karis Alexander with Deep Truth Media. Awareness is the ultimate reality. This is truly a glorious time to be alive. You know, I often say that, but what does it really mean? It means that this is the first time in human history where humanity, the body of humanity, which I often say is an illusion, that the awareness that is you can break free from the body of humanity or the individual personality or perspective that you experience self as conditioned. You're a conditioned awareness in this third dimensional construct. You have the opportunity to break free from the conditioned perception of who you think you are through the personality aspect, the 5 sense personality aspect, or the 5 sense personality aspect, and the mind-body construct. Remember, the mind, the thought process, and thought that you think is your own is really a manipulation. And the soul that you think is yours, it's your essence as awareness is simply captured in the soul and allowing you to experience the physical reality that you're experiencing, which is illusion as well, through the mind-body construct. Now, I know that a lot of this stuff is way out there, but again, I'm just sharing a perspective. But the opportunity is so real. It's so real. The reality, when you come to know self as awareness, the reality for you to manipulate and change your reality to what you want has never been available ever before, up until now. In this very now moment, you have the capacity, once you are able to transcend the mind-body construct and the soul and the thought process, and just stand as awareness detached from this third dimensional madness, you can actually create within the madness, create a utopia of your own making, of your own choosing. That's the opportunity. It's very real. It's not something that I'm intellectually thinking about. It's something that I'm actually experiencing, and that's what I'm sharing with you here. It truly is a glorious time to be alive, despite the chaos that will continue to ensue on this physical plane. Crisis after crisis. Oh, Canada. I'm in Canada. And just yesterday, this guy, Rob Ford, as the mayor of Toronto, admitted that he had used crack cocaine after he had lied for many, many months, saying that he hadn't, and there was a video and about it, and he denied that there was a video, and it just is scandalous. And then on the same day, the Senate here in Canada, oh Canada, suspended three senators for expenditures, for overexpending. And so, you know, I mean, these are not arbitrary incidences, you see. You know, this stuff is happening all over the world. These are staged events, and these people who found themselves caught, these people who have been outed, simply were targets, I believe. They were vulnerable. And the power control force, those that presume this run this world, capitalize on their vulnerability, all of them, and used and manipulated them in orchestrating or facilitating the scandals that happen in Canada. And so it's like, yeah, how easy humanity can be manipulated when it's unconscious. It's not conscious of who and what it is, when it's under massive hypnosis, for that matter. And in this only coming a month after the scandal or the false flag in the U.S. with the government shutdown. Again, it's all by design. But you can see through all of this now, right? You can see through all of this. And you can see the theater stage and the play, the narratives, the scripts that are playing out. They're just in your face. You can connect the dots. And so we're going to continue to connect the dots. But the key thing here is that there's an opportunity for you to create and manipulate your existence here in this physical dimension. They don't want you to know that, the power control force. They fear that you will wake up out of this madness. They live with that fear each and every moment of every day. Know that. And so we are in a time where the game is changing rapidly, very fast and fast. And so as we continue to share, I've kind of laid a little bit of the groundwork in terms of what I foresee coming in the future months and the next couple of years in the future. Just laying a little bit of groundwork. And again, I just follow my own intuition. But we're going to use the astrological map really to support us to navigate through this quagmire of insanity. And as I grow and evolve, hopefully in my sharing it helps and supports you. But I'm just sharing a different perspective, right? As I rest as awareness in my paradise state, outside of this universe, outside of this galaxy, this solar system, and this earth, as I look through this telescope, it's like looking through a telescope into this universe. It's almost like a black hole or a quasar. I'm going to be talking about those in my next post. But it's like this, what I see now from the awareness that I am, the vastness that I am as awareness, that this existence, this universe, this womb that is housing this, the architects who've designed this system, and the power control force, those that presume to run this world, who work in conjunction with the architects of this system, is also simplified now. This world that we exist in is, and what happens here is minuscule. It's minuscule in comparison to the totality of who and what you are. It's just insignificant. It's truly insignificant to who and what you are when you understand the vastness and the totality of the power that you hold, the power that you wield as a being, as awareness. It's just fascinating. They don't want you to know this. They don't want you to wake up to that knowing. And so, as I always say, it truly is a glorious time to be alive. We don't know what our future holds. We don't know. And we must allow ourselves to live in the mystery of that not knowing. And that's glorious. That's where it seems like it's magical. But you'll be fully supported. I guarantee it. For those who have the desire to come to know self as awareness and live the totality of your being in physical form, because it's never been done before. It's an experiment. So I encourage you to be curious. Have the curiosity to engage the experiment, because it truly is an experiment. One that the power control force, those that presume to have so much power, they haven't got a clue what's coming, really. So anyway, I want to share with you this blog post that I posted on my Facebook page last week, connecting the dots here a little bit deeper. What I realized was that comedian Robin Williams' new TV show, CrazyONES, is connected to Russell Brand's Revolutionizing Consciousness. And then I said illumination, thought, energy, and the light illusion. That's the title of this blog post. I encourage you to read my blog post if you can. It's, it might be a little challenging, but, connect the dots at a higher level, and I just follow guidance again. But the light bulb theme from my post on comedian Russell Brand, you know how he's editing one edition of the New Statesman, a UK publication. My previous post, not my last post, but the one before that, I shared about him. He is going to be, for many, the new Messiah. And, and that's okay. That's okay. But he's a false prophet. And that's my take on it. But anyway, I just found it really interesting how in 1 week of this new TV show with comedian Robin Williams called The CrazyONES, Russell Brand, who is a comedian, is also going to be an editor for this New Statesman's publication. Just one edition, he's apparently to start. And he's going to call it Revolutionizing Consciousness. So I found that interesting that 2 comedians in 1 week are speaking about this whole light bulb thing. Because on the Revolutionizing Consciousness cover, it has a light bulb, and I explain a little bit more about that. You can listen to the podcast on that if you want and read the post, but I'm not going to go into it here. But I'm going to go into this one a little bit about the CrazyONES, Robin Williams, the CrazyONES. But before I do, it's like, this whole theme of satanic ritual and satanic ritual abuse is very prevalent. It's coming out a lot right now, and it's going to show up in this piece that I'm going to share with you. And I want to bring that point to your attention. As I'm sure you all are knowing, many have been satanic. Many people have, or many children and women, many people have been satanically ritualized or been subjected to satanic ritual abuse. Many of those in the entertainment industry, and that's where the focus is for this piece. But we're talking millions of people. And this is how the power control force uses magic and satanic ritual abuse in order to usurp your power, in order to harvest your power, humanity's power, and manipulate it and keep it in massive hypnosis. That's how they have to do it. They don't have the capacity, or they do have the capacity, but they're not interested in coming to know self as awareness and using the natural innate power within them in order to create. Instead, they use this satanic ritual abuse and magic, black magic, or satanic magic, whatever you want to call it, in order to gain power and control the world. So there's a difference. So if you are on the path of correction and on the path to know self as awareness, you would not be able to engage in these type of satanic ritual abuse type of scenarios and occult kind of hidden black magic, dark magic, techniques, because they're too low in vibration. When you're on the path of knowing self as awareness, you raise your frequency. When you're on the path of satanic ritual abuse, you're lowering your vibration, you're decreasing your vibration. And so that's what the power control force needs in order to keep this illusion of this matrix, of this system intact. And the reason why they use children and adults is because, and women, is because women predominantly hold the power that they use to manipulate, and they suppress that power, the feminine energy, on the physical plane. And they use children because children carry that innocence, the purity of the essence of the feminine energy when they are young, whether they're men or male or female. They carry that pureness, that pure essence of who, the totality of who and what we are. So that children and women are ripe for this abuse. But not only that, when they can abuse you at that level of the satanic ritual abuse, then the chances of you coming to know self as awareness decrease incredibly, because you become fragmented to such a degree in your mind, the mind, that it would be really, really challenging for you to have a strong mind. So they break you down through these techniques, so that you will never. And so this has been done over and over and over again, so that you could, a lot of people who have gone through satanic ritual abuse have a far more difficult chance of coming to know themselves as who and what they are, because you have to have a strong mind. And most people who have undergone satanic ritual abuse have weak minds. Their minds become weak. So that's just a bit of information. So when we talk about this, the crazy ones, I'm just going to talk to you about how the power control forces is using television to tell you right in your face, subliminally, that they know what is potentially possible for you as a being, but hopefully you will not figure it out, because it is hidden in the subliminal, so it keeps you under hypnosis. And these examples are proliferated all over the physical world stage through symbolism. So if you look at this blog post, and I may post this, I probably will post this so you can see it in this podcast caption. But you can also read the blog post and know more detail of what I'm sharing here. So we're talking about the Eye of Horus, which proliferates throughout the occult, secret societies. So if we look at the first caption with Robin Williams, what is in his hand relates to the ink that gives the light and the life of Horus and the Eye of Horus. In the first picture, a phrase often heard from stage magicians was, the hand is quicker than the eye. So you can see his hand is out. While that certainly describes how we might be readily fooled by their stage tricks, the word quick also refers to the living, and as the expression, the quick and the dead. But as you can see in the light bulb, Robin is holding it over the word crazy, but the two letters that he's holding it over are Ra. And Ra is embedded in crazy, in the title crazy. And Ra could also represent the hand of Ra, of Horus. And so the light bulb, remember, in the hand is an old magician's trick. Now if we look at the second picture, he's got a light bulb in his mouth. In the second caption, the light bulb is in his mouth. And what this might be suggesting is that something important, without using words, it could be a sign that the Horus eye, illumination, illustrated, is coming out of his mouth. The orifice of the mouth is often the occult symbol representing the opening at the other end of the GI tract. through which comes the Kundalini and the pineal third eye activation. See, they're right in your face with what is possible for you. It's that simple. But everything is so obscured from you because this narrow bandwidth of perception that you are experiencing denies you from that knowing. And yet, subliminally, they put this stuff in your face so that you don't even look any further. You just stay under massive hypnosis. You glaze over it. So it is also, the mouth is also where the breath related to the Hebrew spirit is focused. A magically lighted bulb in Robin's mouth should be seen as the unholy Horus eye counterpart. Consider how the Ankh is used in the pictures below. These Egyptian pictures below in my blog post. Now in the third panel, very similar to what Robin is doing, but from an ancient perspective. That's what we're seeing here. Now in the second panel, now in the second panel, to the right, we have Robin holding the light bulb in his hands and above his head. It looks like it may suggest the crown chakra, representing the lighting of the entire body, where Horus has completely filled thee with his eye. Now Robin is dressed in black and white, and his name appears in the left, in the added left, in white and black. These are the opposite colors that mark so many occult signal settings, the yin and the yang, where the exchange and balancing and merging of the opposites is ultimately the intent of the attention created. The tie he wears is a phallic symbol, just so you know. I'm sure you already know that. And a symbol of the binding formation of ritual sodomy, the tie that binds. Remember how I said in my post about Aleister Crowley how he believes sodomy and orgies with women was the way to seek enlightenment? Well, sodomy is very big within these elite occult societies. These people have, in elite occult societies, you know, the stuff that I'm explaining at this level, they can't explain at this level because it's just all intellectual knowledge that they have. None of them, I don't believe, could ever come to know self as awareness, although they may be reaching altered states, you know, at times when they do the ritual magic or in the sodomy magical tricks and sodomy ritual and ritual sacrifices, they may be able to reach high states of exaltation or of knowing, but they can't sustain that. That's the key. Can't sustain it if you're doing these dark things. The other one I want to speak to, and the other thing was the framing of the collar and his opening of his suit jacket form the square and the compass, widely known symbol in Freemasonry, which I'm sure you probably already know. Then I have a little thing here on Keisha, but that's really all I wanted to share on this. Again, just connecting the dots. What I'm going to do in my next post is really share more from an astrological perspective, because I think that that's really where we need to be focusing, or where I need to be focusing, or where I'm shifting to, as connecting the dots and compare to what is unfolding or what I see unfolding on the physical world stage, so that we can sort of know our future. I kind of know what's going to be happening within the next 7 years on a macro scale, and so I feel very detached, and I can just sort of go about my life and really enjoy the experience that I'm having and create the utopia in terms of what I want to have happen for myself and the community of people that I'm engaged with, because it truly is a glorious time, and this is a time for us to co-create a world in which we want, you know, to be able to live in our paradise state on physical earth, regardless of what's going on around us, is possible. And, by having the bigger picture is what I feel I do have. I can rest in the knowing and feel pretty secure about what's coming in the future. And I want to share that with you so that you can have a sense of security and knowing that, our future narrative is not something that we have to allow ourselves to be subjected to, that we can bear witness to it, know it, see it, pierce the veil, and diffuse any energy around it, and just go about our business and create a world in which we want, which is exactly what they don't want. Revolutionary transformation and spiritual awakening or spiritual growth is very accessible and very real. But we can certainly see that the power control force, those that presume to run this world, are wanting to steer humanity in a direction of their choosing. And what I'm saying is no. It needs to stop. This is to stop now, for me anyway. And I'm choosing a different trajectory. I'm choosing one that's more authentic to who and what I am as awareness. Just resting in my constant paradise state. I no longer am attached. I'm detached. I'm detached from this physical world. It doesn't interest me anymore. My worldview or worldview perception is shifting and changing moment by moment. And I have choice even every step of the way, just as you do, to make the changes necessary in order for you to grow and flourish and prosper regardless of what's happening. That's the opportunity. So I'm going to share more with you as we move forward. We'll connect the dots some more, but I really want to share more at the level of what's transpiring on an energetic level. Because even though energy, light, and the whole illumination and all this stuff, this universe, and it's all an illusion, it's still one in which we are engaged in as awareness. And so despite the fact that this is all an illusion, we still need to be operating within it. We don't just say this is illusion and we just forget about it and deny what's happening around us. No, we take that information and use it to our advantage. It's about positioning yourself. How are you going to position yourself to win this game? Because it certainly is a game, and it's going to get a lot more fun as we move forward. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Again, subscribe to the channel if you like. If you want to join me on Facebook, it's Kerrace, Kerrace, Alexander. Talk to you later. Bye.